The elusive Golden State Killer committed at least 50 rapes and 12 murders up and down California before vanishing off police radar. And now brand new details are emerging about suspect Joseph James DeAngelo and where the case could go from here.
Investigators believe this is the voice of the Golden State Killer, who was known to taunt and terrorize his surviving victims. The terror began in 1976, the killer starting his spree as a rapist targeting the Sacramento area. At first, he preyed on women living alone, then moved on to breaking into couples' homes, adding a sadistic signature to his attacks. He'd have the woman tie up the man, then he'd stack plates on the man's back and threaten to kill the woman if he heard the plates rattle. Then he'd brutally rape the woman in a nearby room and make his escape. In late 1979, reports of rape in the Sacramento East area seemed to stop, but a rash of murders in Southern California was just beginning. In the end, 12 murders would be linked to the Golden State Killer. Then, in 1996, investigators were able to connect the rapes and murders using the killer's DNA. 40 years after the first rape, in 2016, the FBI announced a renewed investigation and a $50,000 reward. And now, a suspect in the decades-old case has been charged.
Today, we found the needle in the haystack, and it was right here in Sacramento.
Sacramento police arrested 72-year-old ex-cop Joseph James DeAngelo after DNA linked the grandfather to the murders of Brian and Kate Maggiore. He's also been charged with the murders of Lyman and Charlene Smith. And authorities say these filings are just the beginning.
And joining us now is crimeonline.com's Nancy Grace. So Nancy, the suspect appeared in court looking frail and cuffed to a wheelchair, but investigators say that he was riding a motorcycle prior to his capture. So what do you make of all that?
Cuffed to a wheelchair. You didn't fall for that, did you, Jesse? Come on, I've had defendants come into court limping with crutches and a neck brace. Please, that is a big lie. He had been riding a motorcycle before his arrest. He's got a big boat parked in his driveway. And not only that, when he was arrested, he seemed shocked. And he went, whoa, 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 I've got a roast in the oven. He's perfectly physically able to go to trial, and I just hope he comes into court in that wheelchair. The jury's not going to believe one bit of it.
We're learning more and more details about the suspected killer, and according to authorities, the killer uttered, "I hate you, Bonnie," during one of his brutal attacks. And we now know that Bonnie was his ex-fiancée. You think their breakup was what triggered this killing spree?
I was wondering how long it would take people to blame all this on a woman who, in her right mind, apparently broke up with the Golden State Killer. Yes, there was apparently an engagement announcement back in the early 70s where he was engaged to someone named Bonnie. They clearly did not get married, and for good reason, I'm sure. So now it's called an anger retaliatory rapist who takes out his anger at some woman or women on his crime victims. You know what? You know what that means to me? Not a hill of beans, because this is not Bonnie's fault. And I can only hope he brings that up in court.
Well, this is a mystery that captivated the entire country for decades, and certainly a trial the entire country will be watching. Nancy, thank you as always for bringing us the latest on this case.